Welcome to Something to Talk About from the Bainbridge Island Senior and Community Center. And today we're going to be talking about the uh, Battle Point Observatory and Planetarium and the Battle Point Astronomical Association. So stick around for that. I'm Reed Price. I'm the host and the director of the Senior and Community Center. And Frank Petrie with the Astronomical Association is with us on the line. First, I want to thank Fieldstone Communities of Bainbridge Island for sponsoring these programs as a nonprofit. We are grateful to our sponsors. Fieldstone offers independent living, assisted living, and memory care. They're located up on Rolling Bay. And if you call Randy O'Neill or Sierra Wood at 206 594 1010, they'd love to set you up for a tour, tell you about their respite and day stay programs, and treat you to a meal, lunch or dinner, when you happen to be visiting. Also, we acknowledge that this is has been since time immemorial the homeland of the Suquamish tribe, the people of the clear salt water. They've lived on these shores of the Salish Sea since time immemorial, and we honor them and are learning from them about stewardship of land and waters. So, Frank Petrie, I thank you very much for joining us today. We're going to talk a little bit about the many programs that happen at the observatory and planetarium. And I know that there's an opportunity coming up later this month for people to get a hands-on view of a little open house. So we'll get to that in a minute, but thanks for taking the time today to meet with us.
Well, you bet, Reed. Thanks for inviting me to join you.
So, tell if you can tell us a little bit about what the mission of the Astronomical Society is, the Astronomical Association, excuse me, and um, and how you utilize that wonderful facility that you've been improving up on Battle Point Park.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the Battle Point Astronomical Association was established some 30 years ago, actually more, a little bit more than 30 years ago, uh, as a nonprofit, as an educational organization. We pursue astronomy in all of its aspects. And a big part of our mission is to include the public, include everyone in that activity. Uh, we really want to incite passion for science, as we say, through the lens of astronomy, kind of a play on words there. But we want to inspire folks to look more closely at the wonders of the universe around us, not just in space, but at the wonders of nature right here at home. So we hope that by sharing the cosmos with folks. It will give them a perspective that they don't get otherwise, and hopefully more people can experience that through the opportunities that we offer.
And you offer a wide variety of programs and activities. Maybe you can touch on some of those. I know there won't be time to go through everything today, but.
Yeah. Well, pr primarily, as I say, we're a, uh, we're dedicated to public outreach, and we want people to come in and experience what we have to offer. So we have a planetarium named after John Rudolph, who a lot of people around here know. John unfortunately passed away a little over 10 years ago. But the planetarium was dedicated to him, and in the planetarium we can play an animation of the sky, the night sky. We can show what's up at any moment in time. We can zoom around the solar system, explore different planets. We can explore the constellations. We can talk about uh, some of the stories behind the constellations in the Western tradition, but also in other traditions, in indigenous traditions, and other like Chinese and Japanese traditions. So are able to share all of that. We can fly out of the solar system and go to other parts of the Milky Way galaxy. We can leave the Milky Way galaxy and fly out and look back at our own galaxy and pinpoint where the Earth is in our galaxy and give folks a perspective from way out there, which is really cool, fun to do. And so that's what we can do with the planetarium. We
And
also
you
have,
and you open the doors to that on a pretty regular basis. You have a planetarium shows.
yeah, yeah. So often, uh, well, every Saturday we have two planetarium shows scheduled at 12:30 and 2:30. And for anybody, you can just walk in. Those planetarium shows run about 45 minutes. We also have our second Saturday science talk, which every month on the second Saturday, we have that talk. And we usually get an expert on some topic to come in and talk to us about it. And those are in person, but also on Zoom. And following that science talk, we will frequently have a planetarium show. Uh, we can also schedule private groups to come in for planetarium shows on any topic that they might be interested in. So I know that the Senior Center has come on several occasions to an afternoon planetarium show, and I've had other groups come in. We're open to school groups to come in. We have a calendar where uh, teachers can log in and sign up to reserve a spot for a particular day and time for their class to come in and get a planetarium show. So yeah, there's many opportunities. We can also arrange for private parties to come in. I think we have a birthday party actually. Uh, a young fellow is having his birthday this week, and his folks arranged for him to come in, for him and a group of his friends to come in for a birthday planetarium show. So we can do stuff like that.
That's great. You must have some wonderful volunteers to help with that.
Well, we have a few volunteers who help with that, but we've also have hired a part-time astronomer, really, a young woman who her name is Eleanor, and she is a recent graduate with a bachelor's in astronomy, and she's currently pursuing a master's in aeronautical engineering. And so she works for us part-time to give a lot of the planetarium shows. So when she's not available, others of us can do it as well as volunteers. But she's really she's really at the top of her game with that.
Yeah, I do know that we were talking before we started about my grandson attending after school last year at some of the presentations that led and how exciting it was for him. When you talk about Science Saturdays, of course, a lot of this material is not just for kids. Everybody can engage and learn more about the wonderful world universe we live in.
Yeah, yeah. We also have a monthly program called Cosmic Conversations, which is more of an informal thing. Uh, we send out in advance a reading list, a few online articles for folks to bone up on, and then all related to a particular topic that is chosen for that particular month. And on the third Tuesday of the month, we gather at the observatory in the evening um, and have a conversation about that topic. It's kind of like a reading group, a book group. Folks prepare in advance if they are so inclined, or they can come unprepared and just hear where the conversation takes us. And we'll explore things like cosmology, discussing things about, um, recently there was the interstellar comet 3I Atlas came through the solar system, and we spent an evening talking about that. So, all number of topics are kind of open for discussion on our at our cosmic conversations on third Tuesdays.
Now, you're in your background, I see some aurora activity, I think.
Yeah.
Have you done stuff with the Northern Lights?
The background that you see is a canned Zoom background. So
It
it's
isn't anything you ever captured.
it's not anything we captured, but we do have a time lapse of the aurora that occurred over Bainbridge Island back in May of 24. So May of last year, when there was that spectacular aurora that filled the sky. We have, I think it's on our website, a time lapse taken by our chief astronomer Cole Reese And it's pretty spectacular to watch that.
So, in addition, I we were talking earlier about the that sometimes you help with outside observation, getting out telescopes and that sort of thing in the park.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The other thing that we like to do is give people the opportunity to take a look through the telescope. We have a telescope on the roof, and we have other telescopes that we can drag out. That's set up on the hill up there near the sundial, and give people a chance to look at planets and galaxies and star clusters and whatever happens to be up on any particular night when the sky is clear. And really, what motivates us is when someone, usually a little kid, but maybe even an adult, gets their first look through a telescope at something amazing like the rings of Saturn or the moons of Jupiter, or just even a close-up look at our own moon, and we get that wow reaction from them. That's kind of that's what we're in it for. That's what we like to give people, that experience so that they can see those things for the first time, and maybe get excited about looking more and learning more about what's up there. And
So,
we do those whenever the weather permits.
uh-huh.
So it's around this time of year. It doesn't happen very often because, I mean, look at the weather we have.
So can you talk a little bit about your experience and how you got drawn to being involved in this association and in astronomy?
Well, I was just describing the wow factor when a kid gets his first look through a telescope, and that's exactly what happened to me when I was 10 years old. I had a neighbor who brought out a telescope in his backyard and gave me and the other neighbor kids and the opportunity to look at something in the sky. I don't even remember what it is we saw. Probably one of the planets, probably Mars. I don't really know for. I don't remember that, but I do remember just the amazing experience that it was. And from that point on, I've had a lifelong love and interest in astronomy. Uh, it wasn't until my adult time that I really got into it more seriously, studying the stars, learning about how the planets move. I taught myself celestial navigation, and and then upon retirement, a few years ago, I got more heavily involved in BPAA, and actually, what drew me in about 10 years ago was when the organization put up the sundial in Battle Point Park, and I got involved in helping bring that project to fruition. Bill Baron Mickle was the artist; he designed it, and we figured out how to get it built, how to pay for it, and how to get it placed up there. And so that kind of got me involved in the organization. And as I like to say, no good deed goes unpunished. Having successfully accomplished that project, I was invited to join the board, and now it's some 10 years on. I'm president and involved in just about everything that the organization does.
So I just think that one of the it's a wonderful resource that if you don't know about it, you might not know about it. I mean, obviously, and so exploring, dipping your toe into what's going on at the observatory, and you've got a very active website,
Hmm.
uh, bpastro.org, and that's a
Yeah.
good place to maybe get started if you're trying to figure out what's going on at the observatory and at the planetarium and with the association.
Yeah, well, I can share that. Should I do that now,
Yeah,
Marie?
sure.
Okay, let's see if we can make that happen. We'll find, here it is.
Okay.
Okay, you can see that now.
Yep.
And so we have a scrolling set of pictures here, just highlighting some various things. This is a link to our Under One Sky. I'll talk about that in a little bit. That's our upcoming event at Barn. Uh, we have a picture of the Andromeda Galaxy and a way that you can join. We have, what's this next one? Okay, here's a picture from the aurora that I was talking about. And this takes us to a night sky gallery where we can show, we have a whole bunch of different pictures taken by BPAA members with their telescopes. And you can scroll through these. There's a whole bunch of photos. They're not all shown right here on this page, but you can explore that. Let's see. Whoops, I got to get rid of the meeting controls. They're in the way. If I go back here to the home page, this is some artwork by Deborah Milton. Deborah painted the foyer the uh, in the observatory, and she was so excited about it that we invited her to become our artist in residence. And so she is doing many things for us, and including being an evangelist for the wonder and awe that is inspired by the universe. Uh, she has organized an event that we call Paint Nights at the Planetarium,
So
where,
I'm gonna take control here because we're getting
okay,
something funny on the screen.
oh, I'm
But
sorry.
that was under artist in residence.
Yep, there you go.
So
And
you were going to say paint nights.
yeah, Paint Nights at the Planetarium. So she has arranged for to take over the planetarium, and folks can sign up to participate in that. There's a few dates scheduled here in upcoming in this winter, where you come to the planetarium, you get a planetarium show on a particular topic that it will be the inspiration for that evening's painting activity. And then we have tables set out. She provides the canvases and the paints, and she talks people through how to paint a scene, whatever they're inspired to paint by whatever the topic was that was discussed in the planetarium. And it's an opportunity for people who have no artistic skill, no painting experience, to actually see what they can come up with. And there's been some pretty amazing things have been created during these events. Some
Yeah,
of those
that's
can
go
sorry.
ahead. You go
Well,
ahead.
some of those she'll have some of those canvases on display on December 20th when we have our event at Barn. Deborah will be there talking about her art and the program of paint nights at the planetarium, and she'll have some of those canvases to show. And people can
So
sign up there.
great. So let's transition a little bit to that activity on December 20th. It's not at Battle Point at the observatory. It's at Barn, and but you're
Correct.
calling it an open house.
Correct. Yeah. So Barn has been, we've collaborated with Barn on a number of things, including refitting the telescope on the roof and rebuilding the dome on the roof, and a number of other things at the observatory have been accomplished through partnership with Barn. And they've been so gracious to allow us to occasionally host events there. Their facilities are a little bit more amenable for a large group to come through. Um, and so uh, this coming December 20th, we're going to have an open house. We'll have downstairs in the Commons, we'll have a bunch of displays set up with different astronomy themed activities. There'll be telescopes on display. There'll be people talking about telescopes. Deborah will be there talking about her art. Uh, there will be kids activities available there. And then upstairs in the great room upstairs, the big classroom, we'll have our portable planetarium set up, and so people can take in a little mini planetarium show if they're willing to crawl in on their knees and get inside our blow up dome, our portable blow up dome in the great room. And so we'll be able to give people a little bit of a taste of a planetarium show. And the event is organized as a fundraiser, so there'll be an opportunity to make a donation and learn more about what we do.
Great. So it sounds like it's going to be um, sort of a bit like a fair. You
Yeah,
won't have a particular presentation. You can wander around and talk to people and ask questions and find things out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Eleanor will be there, and Aaron, our education director, Aaron Howard, will be there. Aaron is a research scientist. She works for the University of Washington. So Aaron is involved in the Vera Rubin telescope, and she has a lot of information about that. She can talk about that, and she'll also be helping to run the planetarium shows at the barn event. And also, she has arranged or organized a bunch of kids' activities related to science and astronomy. So there'll be a lot of that type of activity.
Great. So you're looking for donations, but there's not a charge to come.
For the open house, no, it's a free event. Anybody can come, take a look at what we're doing, learn about what we do, and if the if you're so inspired, we'd welcome your contributions. Yes.
For sure. Because obviously you mentioned Eleanor being part-time. You do have some
Hmm.
expenses in addition to the work that you do to keep everything up and running.
Yes, yeah, we're mostly volunteer run, and another way to get involved is to become a volunteer. But certainly we have costs associated with maintaining the building and paying the staff, and so yeah, that's why we do the fundraiser.
Good.
We also get some grant funding, uh, and so we're able to make ends meet.
Well, that's good because it's a gift to the community and I'm impressed with all the various threads of things that are going on there. Um, I guess we'll leave it there unless there's something we haven't touched on that you'd like to make sure we hear.
Well, yeah, one more thing I wanted to mention was that we do inside the building, in addition to the planetarium, we have we have a library, a meeting room that was recently renovated and equipped with new furniture, uh, with some grant funding that we got from Bainbridge Community Foundation. And we got another grant to help us upgrade and equip our workshop. We now have a workshop where we can repair telescopes and make things. We have a 3D printer, and so there are different activities can go on there. And so if people want to get involved, they can help us with those kinds of activities. And if they have projects of their own that they'd like to engage in and take advantage of the workshop, it's available for members to do that. And of course, I can't leave without mentioning the rooftop telescope. We have a new telescope on the roof. It's a very capable 14-inch telescope that is computer controlled and has camera on it so that we can take some pretty amazing astrophotos. And so that's another amenity that we have that members can take advantage of. Uh, so so yeah, there's a lot going on.
That's great. That's a wonderful overview, and I really appreciate you taking the time. Um, I don't know. I see both Patricia and Sheila are here. Did either of you have a question or comment before we go?
I do. I would like to know how much it is to become a member and how you go about doing that.
Okay, membership is $25. At the moment, it's $25 for an individual membership, $40 for a family membership, and we have a $10 junior membership for kids under 16. And you can join on our website. There's a link to become a member. You can also come to the observatory and fill out, we have a little membership slip that you could fill out your name and information and give us a check or cash. You can download a membership form off the website and then mail it in with a check. So yeah, there's those are the main ways that you can become a member.
Thank you.
Hmm.
And Patricia, did you say have something?
No, I was just going to say I have never been to the observatory. I've always wanted to go, but unfortunately, the only time I remember is when I see something either in the mail or advertised, and then I forget about it after that. I need
So,
more reminders.
so I'll tell you again, BPASTRO, bpastro.org. They have a whole calendar of events there.
Oh,
So, so you can find online upcoming activities. And then
And
maybe, yeah,
I should mention one other thing. On that very website, on the homepage, there's a place where you can sign up and get on our mailing list. You don't have to be a member to be on the mailing list. And then
okay.
you'll get our monthly newsletter. And anytime we send out announcements of star parties or special events, things like that, if you're on the mailing list, you'll get notified of those events.
I would love that. I'll tell my grandkids about that too.
yeah, that's good to get the newsletter. So thank you, Battle Point Astronomical Association President Frank Petrie. And to recap here, we're going to be looking for their open house at Barn on December 20th, and you can find out more of the details by going to their website, bpastro.org.
I will say
Wonderful.
it's from 2 to 5 p.m. on the 20th.
Great.
Yeah, to
So you'll 2 to 5 p.m. on the night of the day of the solstice.
That's right.
Okay.